Hi guys, welcome to my lunchtime live. I hope everyone is well. Okay guys, welcome. Guys, if you're coming into the room, then feel free just to come and say hello. Come and tell me that you're with me. It's always nice to see. I can't see who exactly is watching, so it's always nice to get a feel for who it is. So feel free to come in and watch. So today I'm talking about sponsored posts. I'm talking about what is better. Is it a Facebook ad or is it a boost? And I'm going to talk you through a few of the differences between the two. And I'm also going to give you a little bit more information. I'm going to give you some top tips as well. And I'm also going to be looking at some stories. I'd like to tell you a couple of little stories. So, but before I do that, I'm just going to acknowledge those that are coming into the room. Guys, welcome. Brian, thank you very much for joining me today. Tosh, hi there. Big thumbs up. Fantastic. Guys, if anybody's interested or have any issues with employment law, then go and speak to Tosh. Go and private message him. I'm sure he'll be able to help you. And Chris Greer, thank you very much, Chris, for joining me. Sam, hi Sam. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Guys, tell me what the weather is like where you are, because I just nipped outside just for a few minutes and got absolutely drenched. I didn't even realise it was raining because the curtain was closed in the office, because the last time I saw the weather this morning, first thing, it was bright sunshine. I had to close my curtain and then step outside, and it's absolutely tipping it down. So, Chris says he's missed me the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure whether you mean you've missed me, Chris, or missed the actual lunchtime live, but either way, I'm good with that. So guys, today I'm talking about boosting posts. I'm talking about Facebook advertising. My question really on the event was, which one is the best one to use? And I think it's a big debate, because a lot of people will say that, oh, boosting's better because it's quicker and it's easier. Facebook advertising is too complex, it's too difficult. Well, actually, a lot of that is right. But again, it's all about experience, it's all about learning, it's all about understanding the platforms. I think, like anything at all, it's important to understand exactly what you're working with. So, for example, if you are learning to drive, then it's important to understand what vehicle you're using, what the controls are. So, like anything in life, guys, it's all about knowledge, understanding a little bit of knowledge, and just having that knowledge to take into your activity of what you're doing. So, Sam says it's cold and windy. Yeah, Sam, it's. I don't think it's cold here, but I know full well that it's absolutely tipping it down. And right outside our house, there's a dip in the road, and as cars go by, the puddle just accumulates. And as I walk out the front door, I have to be very careful and look to see if anything's coming by, because I've been caught a few times with a muddy puddle spray straight in the face. It's not nice at all. What has that got to do with Facebook ads? Absolutely nothing. But again, I'm just telling you a little bit of something while it popped into my head. So I do that. Don't know when I'm on my lives. I quite often kind of digress a little bit. But again, this is me, guys. This is who I am. So come and ask me a question. If you've got a question about spending money with Facebook, if you've got a question about Facebook ads and Facebook boosts, then ask me a question in the comments as well. I'm going to run a poll here. While I do that, Chris is telling me that it's lovely and sunny in Scotland for a change. Chris, that's fantastic. I hate to say it, but if it's coming north, then unfortunately you're going to get a little bit of weather coming. So, guys, I'm just activating this poll here. So, I'm making an assumption here, I think, actually, with this poll. I've just suddenly realised that I'm actually assuming that you're all using sponsored posts and Facebook ads. So let me just rephrase that slightly and just sort of say, are you creating an ad or boosting a post? So, guys, the reason I put these polls in here is just because it's nice to get a bit of a feel for kind of what people are doing, what the preferences are. You're welcome to add it in the comments as well if you don't want to just kind of click on the post. On the poll, sorry. So you're welcome to do that. Simon Harbridge has joined us. Hi, Simon. Thank you very much for joining me. And thank you also to Simon, who shared one of my posts the other day where I was talking about subscribing to my YouTube channel, because I've got all of these videos are live on YouTube. And Simon very kindly shared it to his personal timeline with all of his friends. I'm sure there's lots of business owners in there as well. So the benefits of sharing, if you guys wanted to share this Facebook Live event, the benefits to me, just so you know, is that people that are on your timeline will get to find out a little bit more about what you're doing, of course, because you're watching this live, but also they get to find out a bit more about me, and there could be an opportunity where I could help them in the future. Um, so Chris is talking about the Facebook ad options, about setting it up properly. I'm going to come on to that in a second, Chris. I think that's really, really important. And the running costs don't need to be expensive. That is 100% true, and I will touch on that as well. So guys, thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for entering your answer in the poll. I'm going to crack on now and talk about what is best. Is it a boost? Is it a Facebook ad? And I'm going to talk a little bit about both of them. Now, I'm going to answer the question with a question. So I'm going to ask people to say, so what is it you're looking to do? So what is your objective? So what you'll find with objectives and goals, you need to look at two things. You need to look at short term, you need to look at long term. Now, for example, if you are boosting a post, then you have to bear in mind that you are using a platform that allows you to boost, so pay for Facebook to put it in front of the timeline of other people, actually from that post that you've created on your page. Now, if you go to your Facebook page and scroll down slightly, you'll see that Facebook will say something like boost post. When you click on that, it takes you to like a mini ads platform, the boost platform, where you can start putting your criteria in and start looking at boosting the post. But what you need to think about is, okay, what is my objective here? If you've posted something really, really good on your Facebook and you're thinking, right, okay, I want more people to see this, then maybe a boost is not the option. Maybe what you need to be considering is actually creating it as an advert, because with a Facebook ad, you've got a little bit more functionality. So with a boost then, boosting a post is less complex. I will say that it's a much easier process. You've got a 2-3 step process where you can literally go from posting a post, sorry, I can't confuse them, posting something on Facebook, and then what you can do is straight away you can click the boost button, and within 2 or 3 clicks your ad is then submitted to Facebook for review. So this is the really important part. I'm going to touch on this now, guys, for you, because when you post something onto Facebook, then Facebook will always be looking at the content that you're posting. If there's anything untoward, Facebook will potentially flag that, and you could potentially get your page taken down. Now, if many people start reporting your post, then it could be taken down. So Facebook is really hot on making sure that the content going across its platform is conforming with its regulations and its guidelines. So with a Facebook advert, because Facebook is actually endorsing this by actually sharing your post, whether it's an ad or a boost, across to a wide range of people, then what you'll find is that Facebook needs to make sure that if it's doing it correctly and it conforms correctly. So I will give you an example, and I'm going to be looking at different kind of examples in a few minutes of a few of the clients I've been working with. If you're posting something, let's just say you're posting a job advert, and you want to boost it out. Now, if you're going to boost it, you can boost it to male or female. Now, Facebook has the jobs platform that will actually not allow you to be boosting that to actually a specific demographic. So you have to be really careful. Alcohol is another really good example. If you are promoting an alcoholic beverage in the UK, then you need to make sure that the advert is not going to persons under the age of 18. In the US, we know it's 21. And if you wanted to find out more about that, you can actually do like a little online Facebook course, and it will go through kind of the do's and don'ts of what you can do. And it's quite interesting because you can't really be seen to be knowing what somebody is thinking or feeling. So you have to be really careful in what you're saying. So for example, if I wanted to put a Facebook ad out there that says, how would you like to generate 20 extra leads for your business? You know, something along the lines of, you need to be generating leads for your business. Then Facebook will look at that and say that the advert itself is trying to dictate what somebody is thinking or feeling, and what they need and what they don't need. So you have to keep it very factual. You have to be careful with that, really careful with it, because there are occasions where your Facebook page could get suspended. You also have your Facebook ads account could get banned. Now, I've been working with companies over the last 6 or 7 years, and there was one particular company I worked with in southeast London, and they were running a competition, and I said to them at the very beginning, I said, you know, we need to be really careful with this. You need to make sure that the advert complies or compiles compiles, I don't know, you know what I mean, complies, that's it, with the Facebook ads platform and also the sweepstakes and competitions guideline that they have. Now, and I gave some advice and said, look, I really think you should not do this. Within the space of about 3 days, their Facebook page was taken down by Facebook, because basically what they were doing, they were going against the policies. That's the word, policies. The policies that they have. So it wasn't a "I told you so" moment, but they did come to me and say, "What the hell's going on? Why has my page gone down?" And I had to kind of, just remind them very quickly exactly what it was. So, okay, Chris is saying that my audio is cutting in and out. Guys, is anybody else having any issues at all with that? If you are, then do let me know. I'll be really keen. Hopefully, I'm not talking like a Dalek like I was a couple of months ago. So do let me know if everyone can hear me fine. Just shout. It might be your end, Chris, but I went off track a little bit there, didn't I? So going back to the objectives of your Facebook ad or Facebook boost, what are you looking to do? Is it short term, long term? You got to think about brand awareness. So every single post that you put out onto your Facebook is helping your brand awareness for your business. Hi Faisal, welcome to my live. Thank you very much for joining me. I don't know what it is, guys, whether or not I've got an internet issue. Tony says it's fine. Tony, thank you for joining me again, and welcome to my lunchtime live. Sam says it's good. Right, okay, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to go with it. So you have to look at your objectives, short and long term. Think about brand awareness. Think about what your objective is. Am I trying to drive people into a page on my website? Am I trying to get them to send me a message? Am I trying to get just a few more video views? Am I trying to get people to download an app, for example? That's an important one as well, which I'll come on to. So with a Facebook boost then, it is less complex. There is that 2-3 step process. Just remember that you can only boost a post that's actually been created. So when you've created the post and it says boost post, Facebook is basically saying, would you like this post to reach more people? Now, your immediate answer is likely to be, well, yes, I do want it to reach more people. Think about Facebook as a business, not just as a social media platform. Facebook is a big business in the UK and worldwide, as we know. And if anybody's actually interested, you can actually go and have a look at a couple of films out there. The Social Network is a really good film. Social Dilemma is a really good one. But you have to think about the Facebook algorithm, and I've touched on this on other lunchtime lives in the past, where you actually look at your posts only reaching a certain number of people at the outset once you post it. So you have to bear in mind that it will only be shown to a short number of people first, and then as you start to get more engagements, comments, likes, shares, etc., then Facebook will start to show it to a few more people that already like your page, and then those people that are connected to those people as well. So when Facebook says, would you like to reach more people, Facebook is basically saying, spend money for more people to see your brand. And the answer to that is an obvious yes, isn't it, really? You're kind of saying to yourself, well, yes, actually, I do want more people to see my brand. I do want more people to connect with me. I'm just going to switch, guys, just in case there's any connection here to using my AirPods. So I'm just going to switch the connection. So hopefully that's going to be a little bit better. Maybe there's a slight issue with my laptop. So if everybody can still hear me, that's all good. So with a boost, again, just remember it's created inside the platform. So it's created inside the Facebook platform itself. Like I said, it's a quick 2 or 3 step process. It's quite easy to click on the Boost Now button. Okay, actually go and do it later today. Go and click on the Boost button. Have a look yourself and look at what the options are that it gives you. Because literally, Facebook will say to you that we think that your post should be going to this demographic. So it'll already give you that information based on your Facebook page. So for example, if you are based in Cambridge, then Facebook will say to you, okay, we're going to recommend an audience here, which is about 250,000 people, of people aged between 18 and 65 that live within a 5-mile radius of Cambridge. So Facebook's making it even easier for you to go ahead and spend money. So if you think of it that way, that is a really interesting way of looking at it. Facebook wants to get you to that end point as quickly as possible. Okay, so you do have limited functionality. So thanks, Chris. I think the switch might have made a big difference. So thank you. I thought about that a few seconds ago. You've got limited functionality with a Facebook boost. So Facebook will allow you to do certain number of things on a Facebook boost. You've got to think about, are you trying to reach more people? If you want to drive people to send a message through your page, then that's fantastic. A quick top tip for you, if you are doing that, make sure you set up an autoresponder on your page, because if somebody's coming through to your page, it's good to have a little comment that says, hi guys, thank you very much for your interest. Thank you for sending me a message. I will get back to you shortly. I have one that says, thank you very much. I may be with a client or maybe working on a specific project, so please do come back to me. I'll add some more details and I'll get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. So it's good to have that little caveat in there. That will help you going forward. But with, like I said, so the highlights of boosting a post is about the fact that it's easier, it's quicker, there's 2 or 3 steps, and again the functionality is straightforward. I say straightforward. Give it a go. Press a boost. I'm going to come on some top tips, so don't jump off this live. Go and give it a go and come back. Wait until I give you some top tips towards the end. So before I talk about the Facebook Ads Manager platform, I'm just going to have a quick check out on this poll. Okay, so looking here, how are you creating your posts? Okay, more people are boosting. Okay, people are actually, let's have a look here. Some people are not doing it, and I totally get that. And I suppose that's one of the reasons why you may come and jump on lunchtime lives like this. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. If you are just checking in to my lunchtime live, I'm talking about whether or not you should be boosting or using Facebook adverts. So, and I'm going to talk about what's best. And I did talk about the objective as to what you're trying to achieve. And that brings me nicely onto the Facebook Ads Manager platform. So Facebook Ads Manager, if you go to facebook.com/ads manager, okay, that will give you your platform. If you do not have a Facebook ads account created, then you can create one within literally 2-3 steps. A bit like a boost. If you do that, it will say to you, you want to boost this post, where you need to set up the Ads Manager platform. And what the Ads Manager platform will give you is so much more functionality. However, you have to give Facebook a couple of things. You have to give Facebook your information. Now, don't forget that the Facebook ads platform is connected to a personal account, either through a business manager or through your personal account. So if you don't have a business manager set up, then go and do that, because I think there's a big advantage in having a dedicated manager suite to look after everything. But if you're using a Facebook ads page, if you have linked to your personal account, then that's all okay. Just make sure you put some payment details in there for Facebook, because Facebook will need to be able to take a payment, of course. Running Facebook ads is not for free. You need to pay Facebook. So with the Facebook ads platform, it's a dedicated platform. Okay, so what that means is that you can go in and create campaigns. With a Facebook boost, you are simply boosting that post that you have already posted to your timeline. So with the Facebook ads platform, it's a dedicated platform that has more functionality. There's something like 11, 12, 13 different areas of the platform functionality of objectives of what you're trying to achieve. So there's a lot to work out, and I would just recommend that you just go and have a look at each one. So when you go into your Facebook ads platform, do not be overwhelmed. Okay, that's the first thing. Take it step by step. Do not look at it and go, oh my god, this is so complicated. You need to just kind of take it step by step, and that means looking at each section. On Facebook ads, the nice thing about it is, and I still look at this even though I've been doing it for years, I still look at it as a little reminder. There's a little I that pops up, not an I, but a little letter I that pops up, and if you hover over that, it'll tell you what that feature is, so you can always be learning, you can always be understanding exactly what it is. And quite often I will go in and have a look at the Facebook ads platform and just remind myself of some of the functionality, because if I'm talking to my clients and saying, well, actually it might be worth trying something a little bit different, then I've got to keep on top of exactly what is out there. And one of the things that I look at is the lead gen forms, which is something that a lot of people do not do. And I think I know the reason why they don't do it. It takes longer for you to set it up. When I create a Facebook ad for a client that has a lead gen form, you can add at least another 25-30 minutes to my time doing it, because creating a form that goes inside your advert is actually a really great way of securing some interest, getting people to answer a couple of questions, maybe even capturing some data in accordance with your privacy policy. So it's a really, really good way of capturing a bit more information. And also it's a little bit more professional. I think sometimes sending people off to a page, some people may get a little bit concerned, a little bit they don't always feel trusted with links sometimes. So again, sending people inside the form where they literally click a button, the form opens up and people can fill in the form details. And then the good thing about that is that you can ask people questions, not just your name, email, telephone number, or business name. You can ask people a question like, for example, I'm working with a floor cleaning company at the moment, and one of the questions was, what service are you interested in? And that's because they offer a wide range of services. So when that lead form comes through, straight away my client will know that this person is looking for a carpet clean, this person is looking for a rug cleaning, for example, this one here is looking for patio cleaning. So it helps you determine exactly what it is that you are contacting the client back about. So you can go in there saying, okay, well, I know it's a carpet clean, which I know, for example, is going to be X amount of pounds. So it gives you that little bit more information. When I run some Facebook ads for my business, and when I'm trying to look at finding new clients, for example, then I will always ask a couple of questions as well. Firstly, I know that they have a Facebook page because I'm targeting business owners that have a Facebook page. So there's the first question taken care of because my audience is already there. And one of the other questions I ask is, what industry is your business in? Okay, because that gives me a little head start. So when I contact them, I can see them. I often ask people, what are they struggling with as well? Because I think it's a really good question to ask. Is there anything in particular that you're struggling with? Is there any questions that you might have for me prior to our call? And what that does, it pre-qualifies that potential lead that comes through. So that's a real great way of using a Facebook lead form. You can't do that when you boost. So there is one big advantage as well that using the Facebook ads platform has as well. So I'm not going to lie to you, it is more complicated, it can be daunting. I said don't get overwhelmed, it's so easy for me to say that, but I think you can only get overwhelmed by it if you actually look at it and don't understand it, and you can literally turn away and go, no, that looks too complicated. I still do that with some pieces of software now myself. The Facebook ads platform changes on a regular basis. If you've got any questions, guys, then drop them in the comments. If you've got anything in particular that you want to know, then do drop them in the comments. You're welcome to ask me at any time. So if you have a particular app that you want people to download, you can't do that in a boost. You can do that inside the Facebook ads platform. If you are selling products, for example, you can create mini campaigns. You can actually do some split testing as well. So if you are creating something and you want to know which image is going to be better, which text is going to be better, which link that you're clicking, call to actions, you can split test your Facebook advertising using the platform. You cannot do that on a boost. So already you can see that Facebook has two vehicles for you to use. If you're trying to drive traffic into your website for conversions and linking up things like your Facebook pixel or linking up conversions into your Google Analytics, then you can do that through the ads platform. You can't do that on a boost. Now, I've said it before, that sometimes boosting a post can be a lazy Facebook ad, okay? And I get that, and I do still say that sometimes, because the reason I say that is it's so easy to press the boost and then straight away you are literally 2 steps away from putting your post to hundreds if not thousands of people that you set within your demographic. And as Chris said, it's all about targeting the right demographic on a Facebook ad or a boost. So trying to think of a quick example, for a driving instructor, for example, if you're looking to reach out to get more driving instructors, you're not likely to be targeting people that are aged between 13, for example, and 30. So the likelihood is that it's not going to be in that age range. So if you are targeting people that are in the 30s plus, then you are targeting the right demographic that are more likely to engage with you. What you're not doing is wasting your Facebook budget. Okay, I'll come on to budgets in a minute, but you're not wasting your Facebook budget on a demographic that's not going to be interested. Okay, so if you have a particular product that is only relevant or suitable for women, for example, then why would you target men? You know, because you're wasting potential ad spend on that, and you need to be targeting the right demographic. Okay, I know it's much more complicated nowadays, obviously being politically correct, but you have to look at the Facebook ads platform. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you what I often do. Okay, this is not going to look very professional, but you're going to have to bear with me. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so there it is. There's my stick man. Definitely not PC, is it? This, but there's my stick woman. So what I might do is turn around and say, okay, this is the perfect person that I'm trying to reach. What are they? Who are they? What age are they likely to be? What interests are they likely to have? Who are they likely to be connected with? You know, all of these questions you need to write down and say, this is the type of person that I'm targeting. Now, hopefully that will give you a better ad spend. It will give you a better demographic that you're targeting. You won't be looking to waste money. And I say waste money because it is, you are wasting money. So just bear that in mind, guys, when you're looking at the Facebook ads platform and looking at targeting your audience. So I've just popped a link up, guys. If you wanted to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you're welcome to do so. Click on the link in the featured link on this post. By clicking on that, you can go straight into my website. You can subscribe for my updates, my newsletters, and you can also go ahead and subscribe by clicking on the YouTube link on my website, and you can go straight away and see all of my lunchtime live videos. All my videos are here live. Every single week I post a video up and it goes out to my YouTube channel as well. So that's another little top tip, guys. If you are doing these events, then you can look to download these videos and get them up to YouTube as well. So today I'm talking about boosting and Facebook advertising. Which one is the best one to do? I popped a poll in the chat, sorry, not in the chat, on the screen, that just kind of asked a question. Excuse me, guys, sorry. So before I go on to talk about my top tips, I have got a question. Okay, the question is coming up on your screen in a few moments, and that question is basically just asking you, no, it's not that one, bear with me, I think I've just given you the one. There we are. So, have you found today's lunchtime live useful? Now, I'm asking this at 27 minutes of the lunchtime live. The reason being is because I'm not trying to get you just to kind of tell me, like, you know, yes or no. I'm trying to kind of get a feel that you guys are actually getting something from these lunchtime lives. Now, I get lots of people saying to me that, fantastic, you know, really got something from this. So I'd love your feedback in there, guys. Instead of me just asking you to put it in the comments, the poll is there for a very good reason, and it's anonymous as well. So I don't get to see whether you said yes or no. There could be a third option there saying not yet. Well, let me come on to a couple more things then to talk about. So I'm going to talk about a couple of quick stories. I'm going to talk about one client in particular that I've been working with. We created a Facebook advert for them that created that lead form. And that lead form asked two particular questions. And it was about a training course. It was a training course for therapy, for someone to train to become a therapist, a coach. And one of the questions in there was, you know, what attributes do you feel that you have that would make you perfect for becoming a therapist? And you can imagine when you ask a question like that, it gives people an opportunity to kind of give you a bit more information. So the quality of the lead coming through was really, really good. The budget was about £200, and we spent the budget, okay, over the course of 2 weeks. But the number of leads that come through was 73 leads that came through. Now that's 73 people that have said, I'm interested, can you tell me more? Okay, so just let that sink in for a second, guys, okay? It's really important. Hi, Phil, thanks for joining me. Just let that sink in for a second. So the course price was over £2,000. So if you think about it, there's 73 people that are interested. You know, even if 10% of those went through to the next stage, then that's still a fantastic return on a £200 Facebook advert. Just remember that Facebook is a vehicle. Facebook ads and boosting posts is a vehicle to put your business and your brand in front of the demographic that you want to appeal to. So think about that a little bit more as well. It's really, really important to make sure that you have that objective in place. Our objective on this client in particular was that we wanted to get people to complete a short form with a bit of information about them so we could take that information on and farm that lead. Those that have worked in sales will know what I'm talking about farming leads. It's about working with that data that you have, contacting people, reaching out to them, and actually seeing if you can take them to the next level. And that next level may be a booking, which effectively could become a sale. So you can start to attribute two things. Firstly, how much have I spent to get to this stage? How much have I invested? Okay, how much have I put into this campaign in particular, and what is my return? Okay, and if somebody is spending £200 on a Facebook advert, it's not just 73 leads. It's the 13,500 people that have seen the brand pop up on the timeline. Now, what if somebody in 2 months' time was interested in becoming a therapist and they saw that brand, they remembered that brand and went back to that company, reached out to them? Then you've got potentially 13,500 other potential leads in the future. Now, that's a bit of a stretch. I don't say that often, but you see what I mean by that. You can see that you've got a big audience to try and reach to. Another quick story. I'm going to tell one about another client, and then I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about my own Facebook ad strategy. So another client mentioned a floor cleaning client. I'm looking to try and generate some leads and put the brand in front of more people. Generated 5 leads for about a £20 spend so far on the Facebook ad. Now, the way to look at this is that, if, let's just say hypothetically, each job was worth £50 and you converted all of those, then you've spent £20 to get £25. If you convert one of those leads, then that's a £50 return on a £20 advert. So it's the old story. If you gave me £1 and I could turn it into 5, how many pounds would you give me? So think about Facebook leads on that basis. If it's working, then you need to think about, okay, am I going to be investing more? Do I need to invest some more into this? So that's a really interesting way of looking at this. I've also got my own Facebook ads platform that I work to, my own advertising. I reach out to people, I create adverts, I boost posts, I create lead adverts. Quite often, when I first started my business, I was offering people free trials for their social media, and I was actually saying to people, would you like a free trial? These are the benefits of a free trial. Bearing in mind, I was not trying to say to people, you're not doing very well on your social media. I wasn't telling them how they what they were thinking or how they were feeling, but I was actually offering them what I can do, which is a very factual thing, and that is I can help businesses to grow through the power of social media by generating leads, driving traffic. So with my own Facebook ads, I think I spent, when I started my business, I had a £250 marketing budget when I started my business, and I generated about 10 clients in the first 4 to 5 weeks. So through that £250. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I have every confidence in my own ability with regard to using the Facebook ads platform the right way, but it was quite scary thinking, okay, I'm going to be spending money here, and your natural thought process is, well, I'm never going to see that again, because that's just a natural mindset. Whereas the way I looked at it, and I flipped that very quickly and thought to myself, well, what would I tell a client? And I would tell a client that this is an investment in the branding of your business. Now, straight away, within the first couple of days, I got a few leads, a few people reached out to me. One guy actually reached out and said, because I've seen your videos on social media, people have been sharing them, I want to work with you. There was a few people that were saying, yep, do you know what, I'm interested in a free trial, and it worked really, really well, and I was really, really pleased with the results. Okay, skipping forward 9 months, and as you can imagine, I'm very, very happy with where my business is at right now, and Facebook advertising has assisted that. So Facebook advertising is a part of my strategy. When I look at my income, revenues, my expenditures and everything else, I look at adding Facebook marketing, Facebook advertising spend. How much am I spending a month on boosting posts? Okay, can I attribute that to see a return? Well, actually, yes, I can. And I do keep a track of it as well. I keep a track of what my spend is and what's come from those leads. And the good thing about the Facebook ads platform is you can see that information. So on the leads platform, I can go back into the leads and say that I've spent £300 on advertising through the leads form, and what that's actually generated me is potentially, think about this, potentially 15 grand's worth of revenue over the course of a year. Bearing in mind that with what I charge my clients, if they stick with me, if they're happy and everything carries on, then I can attribute £300 to generate £15,000 back. So I look at it as an investment, and that's my third story that I'm telling you. Hopefully you get a feel there for what I'm recommending. You could probably see that there's a little bit of a switch towards using the lead gen platform as well. Simon, thank you for your comment. Simon, I'm afraid I doubt I'm going to be around this afternoon, but I have got an email to send back to you as well. But let's talk about that, because that's definitely something that we can do. So I'm going to talk about some top tips about using Facebook ads, or using or creating a boost, or posting a boost, or boosting a post. Dear. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look at some top tips. Okay, these are really, really important. So thank you very, very much for joining me today on my lunchtime lives. For those of you that are with me still, fantastic, thank you. If you are watching this on replay, drop me a comment, guys. You can still interact. And whilst I'm here, I just want to have a look at the results from this boost. 100% of people have said yes, they have. Thank you very much, and I really do appreciate you guys engaging with me on that. So let's talk about some top tips. Let's talk about what I would recommend you do, whether it's boosting, whether it's Facebook ads. Let's not talk about which in one individual. Let's talk about them collectively as a whole. So we'll actually look at some top tips here of actually using Facebook as a way of using a sponsored post or reaching more people through the paid platform. So the first one I'm going to give you is take your time. Seriously, take your time with it. If you're in a rush to do something, don't do it. Simple answer, don't do it. I've made that mistake before, where I thought, right, I must get this done, and I go and boost something really quickly, and then think, oh, crap, I should have done this, should have done that. I've done it myself, and I'm teaching myself by giving you these top tips as well. So take your time. There is no pressure. So take the pressure off and just sit and learn. Sit and have a look at the platform. Look at exactly what it is that you are working with. Look at the functionality. Take your time to go through each individual section, what the actual buttons do, and kind of what everything really means. Go and have a look at some YouTube videos. Go and look at some explainers. Take your time. Go and investigate, because that could save you money in the future. Test adverts all the time. Test a demographic. If you think it's working for that demographic, great. Write that down somewhere. Keep that to hand, because you need to think about going back to what's working. But sometimes you can learn more about what's not working. And I was speaking to a client this morning, and we were having a really, really good chat. We were talking about driving traffic into a lead gen platform. We were talking about brand awareness, and we were saying that if you're spending £100, what are your expectations? Well, my first thing I would say is have zero expectations from the results. The moment you click boost or post, if you have expectations in there and they're not met, then you're straight away going to be thinking, well, what's the point in doing this? And I get that, very natural. Okay, it's a very natural process. Let's take the Facebook ads platform out completely. In life, it's a very, very important way to have zero expectations. Okay, because you will start to be resentful based on, well, there's no point using this going forward. Well, actually, you can learn a lot from what's not working. So my top tip is, when you press boost, don't suddenly think, oh, okay, I'm going to get 10 leads straight away, because if you don't get any in the first few days, you're going to think, well, that's not going to work. And then when you do contact a lead, your mindset is going to be very negative. So it's important to just have a zero expectation level to start with. Once you learn more about what is working, then you could start having an expectation. For example, if I'm going to be spending £100 and it generates me 10 leads, then if I spend £200, will it generate me 20 leads? Or will it generate me 10 leads, or plus a few more on top of that? So think about, knowledge is really, really important. So if you have that information and that knowledge, then you are going to win. I can assure you. It's just about testing it. Go and look at some other businesses. Go and look at your competitors. That's always a good one. Go and look at your competitors. If you go to their Facebook page, you can go to page transparency, which is down the left hand or the left or the right hand column, depends on which way you're looking at it. And you'll see a button there. It says click on the page transparency. It'll tell you everything about that page, but it'll also tell you what adverts are being run as well. So if that is probably one of the best top tips I can give you today and I can take away, then go and have a look at that. In fact, guys, give me a comment in here if you knew about the page transparency tab on a Facebook page. I'd love to know. So whilst I'm telling you the second tip, give me a yes or no in the comments. That would be absolutely splendid. Splendid. I haven't used that word for a long time. So so I'm going to talk about budgets. I'm going to talk about spend. I'm going to talk about investment. Okay, so straight away, if you're starting to see excuse me, somebody says, well, how much should I spend on this? And a quick answer would be, well, how much do you have? You know, do you have a marketing budget to start with? Do you have a marketing plan to start with? You know, if you have all of that, then that's fantastic. You should have an idea of a marketing budget. If you're spending £100 a day, for example, on Facebook advertising, that's great. That is fantastic, you know, but what are you getting back? You know, what are you getting back for it? So you have to measure that success. You have to measure what's working. I will come back to that in a second. Let's talk about budgets. So the budget element is this. Start off with a budget of, let's say, £30, 25, £30. Okay, measure that over a week, you know, with regard to an advert. Start with that. If you're in a rush, okay, then don't do it. Remember I said that before? But if you wanted to kind of start with a smaller budget, now, if £10 is your small budget, then £10 it is, okay? But use that information. My next top tip is about measuring success, looking at the metrics. So are you actually looking at the Facebook results, or are you just looking at the headlines? Are you saying, well, I've spent 50 quid on a Facebook post or a Facebook boost or an advert and I got no leads from it? If you're saying that, then stop doing Facebook advertising now, because you're not getting it. You're not understanding the whole platform. And the reason I say that is because when I look at my Facebook ads, I look at it and say, okay, that's interesting. So the demographic is actually more likely to be between the ages of 45 and 54. Well, I can use that information for the next time I create an advert, and I'll specifically target that age demographic. So if you look at it again and say, well, actually 95% of people that viewed my ad were women. Say, well, okay, well, that's great. That's 5% of men that I potentially could be wasting spend to. Now, if you don't generate a lead, that doesn't mean your ad wasn't successful. It just means that your objective wasn't met. So you need to kind of realign that and think to yourself, okay, what am I going to do for my next objective? You know, if I'm going to make it a boost into a send message button, you know, how am I going to measure that? What if somebody sent you a message 2 weeks later because they remembered you? Then you can attribute that potential inquiry to that Facebook boost that you did. Now, let's just think of that as a little example. If that lead generated you, let's say, £100,000 worth of sales, that lonely little £10 ad that you thought didn't work has just made you £100,000. So you have to think about brand awareness. I haven't touched on that much in this live, but you have to think about brand awareness. Everything you do today on Facebook, on social media, on the ads platform is an investment for the future. It is as simple as that. What you're doing is reaching out, reaching more people are getting to know you. When I do some of my videos, I will actually boost this out to people. In fact, I'm going to boost this Facebook Live video as well, and I'm going to boost this out to the demographic so more people can get to see what the differences are, and they can get to see, I would say, in my opinion, a less technical viewpoint on this, and perhaps more suited to the business owner, which is what my strategy is going forward. So look at your results, okay? Make sure you're measuring that. Look at the results based on your investment, budget or spend, whichever word you want to use. You need to think about testing everything. You know, test different demographics, test different images. That's one thing I've not even touched on, is, you know, what's going to make somebody click a link or send you a message or anything at all, download an app. What's going to make them do it? You know, is it going to be an image that's going to be really, really nicely created? If you've got an image that's got too much text in the image, now Facebook has a 20% rule. Again, a lot of people don't know that, but if you're creating a boosted post that's got lots of text on it, the chances are Facebook's going to come back and say, there's a bit too much text on this, it's not going to run properly, or your results are likely to be less because of the creative. So just bear that in mind. It's not as simple as just going, yeah, I can boost anything I like, because you can't. There are limitations to it as well. And my top tip, I think this is probably my best top tip I can give you, and I said it at the very beginning, just take your time, guys, okay? Seriously, take your time, take off that pressure, have a look at it properly, okay? If you're under pressure to do something, then the chances are you're likely not to be able to create the right kind of advertising strategy going forward. So thank you to everyone that's joined me today. I really do appreciate it. It's fantastic. I'm here every Friday at 1 o'clock. Okay, this is a free event, as you know. You know, this is an event for you guys to come along, take some information from me. Okay, you know, glean this information. You know, what I'm giving you today hopefully will help you going forward. Thank you to those that have actually commented in here to say that my lunchtime live has been useful for you. If you're watching this on replay, please guys, please, you know, drop me a message, come and say hello, do the hello, just come and say hello, do the hashtag replay. It's been 45 minutes, okay? I've talked at you for 45 minutes, but I have been asking a few questions as well. Don't forget, guys, if you want to reach out to me, you are welcome to do so. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I sound like a YouTuber there for a minute, didn't I? So click on the link, you know, subscribe, click on the notifications. Guys, if you want to hear a little bit more from me, follow me, subscribe to my email, subscribe to my YouTube. I've got something really big coming up in a few weeks, okay? And I'd love you all to know a little bit more about it. So head over to simonclarke.me, sign up, guys. It's totally free, and you'll get to find out first what's going on in a few weeks' time. So thank you very much for letting me be here with you today, and for the people that are still live with me now. If there's anything else you want to know, feel free to drop me a comment. I'm going to click the end live button now, guys. So thank you very much for your time today. And next week, don't forget, I'm going to be talking about blogs. I'm going to be talking about the benefit of blogging and the benefit of consistent content. You'll get a notification about that very shortly. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time today, and I'll love you and leave you. See you later.